Hello again. In our third video, we're going to take a look at actually applying the proportional reasoning to a word problem. So if we look at this problem, we have on a particular day, the exchange rate for converting a Canadian dollar to euros is 0.7180. How many euros would you get for $300 Canadian? So if we set this up as our framework for proportional reasoning, we're going to have something over something equals something over something. So if we look at the question, we're dealing with two things. We're basically dealing with Canadian dollars and euros. So we've got two different units. So we need to decide where they're going to go. So keep in mind that there's going to be relationships. So if we decide we could put Canadian dollars on the top, we could put Canadian dollars on the bottom, we could put Canadian dollars up and down on the left, we could put Canadian dollars up and down on the right. Long as we're consistent, it quite frankly doesn't really matter. But just for this problem, I'm just going to put Canadian dollars on the top, and I'm going to put euros on the bottom. So again, doesn't really matter long as we're consistent through the whole question. So a lot of people will look at this problem and they get a little bit confused because they'd only see two numbers. So there is one key thing that we need to look at, and that's the language used. And when we say a Canadian dollar, we know that it's going to be 1 Canadian dollar. And there's also a relationship between this side, which I'll call the exchange side, and I'll call this the actual, let's call it cash side. Okay, so there is a relationship on the exchange side, and that's 1 Canadian dollar to euros, which is 0.7180. On the other side, we're going to have our cash, and we've got $300 Canadian. So we need to decide if that's going to go on the top or is it going to go on the bottom. But we decided earlier that Canadian dollars are going to go on the top, so we know that that $300 has to go here. And what we're looking for is this. We know that that answer has to be in euros because everything on the bottom is euros, and it's going to be the cash that we get in euros. So the way we solve it is we started our question mark, can't do anything with it. So on the same side, we go to the 300, we cross multiply and divide by the leftover number. So in this case, what we're looking for, our question mark is going to be 300 times 0.7180, which gives us 215.4. Because it's money we're dealing with, we'll add the last digit there, and the currency is euros. And that's how we do it. It's a really powerful tool that can be used for all sorts of different kinds of questions. Thanks a lot.